I have always had a very hard time being nice to my current self. However, I have also had an extremely easy time showing compassion to my past self. Granted, I do make mistakes in life. I feel, of course, everyone does. If you can't admit you've made mistakes, then you need to go to therapy really badly. But regardless, I hold myself accountable for my mistakes, yet I still show compassion for my older self. And the thing that actually brought this up in my mind today, and the reason I wanted to speak on it, recently I got my hair done. I paid $400 to get these blue and black stripes in my hair, right? And I love it. I do. This is exactly what I wanted. And when I had my blue hair, which is what I had right before, I hated it. Like, I loved it when I first got it, and then as time went on, I convinced myself that it was ugly. I convinced myself I was ugly, and all of this, of course, was subconscious. My subconscious voice in my head is very, very, very critical of me at all times. At all times. I was going to try to edit this video that I had recorded a couple weeks ago. Magically got deleted off my computer. It was like 2 hours of footage. But the video that was most recently in my camera roll, I tried to put into my editing software just to see if it was the right one, but I could kind of tell it wasn't because the last video that I took was right before I got my hair done, so my roots were like really bad. But the video that came up was me with entirely blue hair, very vibrant blue hair, and I was watching it and I started crying. And I was so confused. I was like, why am I crying? Watching this video of myself, it's like a really nice happy video. I was just showing my music and I started crying, and I had to ask myself, why am I crying looking at this? And it's because I look so beautiful. I remember when I had that hair, I felt so ugly, and I've had a hard time understanding why I was so mean to myself. And at the same time, too, like I said, I love my hair now that I have. But I have been so mean to myself ever since I got it. The first day I had it, the second day I had it, I really liked it. And then, like, the more days that have gone by, I've just hated it. And I've been having a hard time figuring out why I always idealize and show compassion for past versions of myself. And granted, this is just about hair. It's not about like how my personality has evolved, my interests, anything like that. It applies there too. Like, in the moment, I am so hard on myself, like, every day, and it's something I've really, like, been trying to work on with my therapist, because my inner voice is, like, extremely mean to me. It just is, and I've been trying so hard to get back to a point of compassion and love and understanding for myself, because when it comes to other people, I am the most understanding, compassionate, loving, forgiving. Even I will make excuses for people. It's a problem. But when I make the tiniest mistake, I act like I am the world's biggest villain. But I know that I'm not the only person that feels like this. And again, after a lot of time with my therapist, because I've been seeing her for about 2.5 years now, like, that negative inner voice comes from my childhood. It is how my brain developed. It's how my brain learned to survive. I felt like I needed to be perfect to survive. So if I have even one minor flaw, to me, that's it. I'm the worst. It's the end. And if any of you relate to this, like, all I have to say is I'm so sorry. The path to being nicer to myself, like, hasn't been easy. I'm still on it. I'm not done. Like, I still have these problems all the time. What I wanted to say was just, you're not alone in feeling this way. You are lovable. Even if you have flaws, even if you make mistakes, even if you don't look perfect. Nobody actually does. Nobody is perfect in any of these ways. People who say they are and think they are need help, because it's not true. And people like that, often narcissistic people, think the problem is everyone else. And of course there's a balance too. It's like, hold yourself accountable. Of course, if you make like an actually significant lapse in your judgment and you do something wrong, learn from it, be better because of it, but don't hate yourself, you know? People are mean anyway. The world is mean anyway. People are going to be mean to you without fail. There is something you can't control. You can't control other people. You can't control how they think, how they act, what they do, what they say. The only thing you can control is yourself. How you see yourself, how you talk to yourself, how you love yourself, if you take care of yourself at all. Because I know a lot of us have issues with that, and of course, I do. I know, like, in my core, that I am beautiful, and I am worthy, and I am kind, and I am compassionate, and I'm intelligent. But the way I talk to myself sometimes does not line up, and that's not fair. I'm working on making these things stick. I care so much about other people, but I don't care about myself in that way, because that is how my brain developed in my childhood, to please others. But it is a bad thing to put other people in front of your own needs. Like, there are 10,000 videos talking about how, oh, I lost this much weight, this is exactly what you can do to lose weight. Or, this is how I glowed up, this is exactly what you can do to glow up. And it's under the guise of self-improvement. There's nothing wrong with wanting to either lose weight, glow up, whatever you want to call it. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I will be the first person to tell you that glowing up does not fix whatever mental struggles you have. Because that's what I thought. That's what I thought. I used to be obese when I came to college, and I thought to myself, if I just lose all this weight, and I get prettier, or I get thinner, or I get more socially likable, because people do judge other people based on their appearances. It's fucked up, okay? I thought, surely that'll solve all my problems. News fucking flash. It didn't. Do people treat me better? Sometimes. But does that even matter when I still talk to myself in this negative way? When I'm still so mean to myself? Because I was just as mean to myself back then. Back in like 2021. It doesn't matter. If you don't do the mental work, improving your inner voice, how you talk to yourself, it's all for nothing. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what body you're in if your brain is sad, if your brain is unhappy. Your brain controls everything. You can be so stressed it can give you autoimmune diseases. Like, ever since I got my hair done, I had my roommate, my best friend, help me take some pictures so I could document the hair before, my roots grow out. And I have barely taken a picture of myself since. It's been almost 2 weeks. I barely looked in the mirror since, and it's because when I do, I'm mean. So I have been trying to avoid looking at myself, because if I don't look at myself, it's a lot harder to be mean to myself. But it doesn't fix the problem. And on top of that, being a YouTuber is one of my biggest dreams. And I need to be on camera looking at myself to have that dream be fulfilled. And I don't even mean like I want to be a YouTuber so I can get famous and make money off of it. I want to be a YouTuber because I love making YouTube videos. I love it. I'm sorry. But I have barely made any since I started this channel. And I started this channel 1 year and 4 months ago. And since then, I think I've uploaded 4 videos. And a lot of the reason that I haven't posted is because when I get ideas for videos, I will tell myself they're stupid. I will be like, that is so dumb. People have done that before. There's nothing you can say that no one has ever said before, but that's not even true. And I know that, and I know that I have so much to offer. Again, at my core, I know these things, but my inner voice doesn't agree with me. And it's just so stressful. I'll be honest, guys. I've been watching my life just pass, just keep going, because I'm in school, and I have a job, and I have barely any free time, and I have interpersonal conflict anyway. There's always something going on. In the state of everything here now, it's made it 50 times worse. But I guess I'm making this video to hold myself accountable. I'm tired of myself. I'm tired of being mean to myself. I'm tired of shooting down my own ideas before I even give them a chance to bloom. And I do the same thing with my music. I know I've spoken about this a couple times. I want to be a singer so bad because I just love to sing. I love music. I've always loved music. But when it comes time to create my songs, I'm mean to myself. And it just has to stop. Like, I know I can't just snap and I'm gonna be nicer to myself. Because everyone has an inner critic. But mine is just really, really loud. And I'm gonna work every single day to lower the volume on the inner critic's voice. Because this is what I want to do. I want to do YouTube. I want to do music. And whether or not my ideas stick, gain any traction, or whatever, it doesn't matter. The only thing that should matter is that I am creating, is that I'm doing what I love, because continuously talking myself out of it has made me deeply depressed and unhappy. I know that I'm supposed to be making something. It always makes me so happy when I finish a video and I'm done editing it and I put the thumbnail on and I put the title on and I upload it and then I post on my socials like, hey guys, like I put out a video and it gets like 50 or 100 views. I am so happy and fulfilled by that. But I don't do it enough for myself. And I know a lot of you can understand where I'm coming from, because our phone addiction is so bad. It's so much easier to me to look at other people online, to mindlessly scroll through Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, anything. I will rotate through the apps, and I know I'm not the only one. But just because it's easier doesn't mean it makes me happier. And I've had to really take a step back and understand that, because I have been wasting my time. Like, any of my free time I have, instead of doing something like this, something I love, I will just mindlessly scroll on the internet and do nothing. And honestly, half of the time, by the time that I'm done scrolling, I'm way more upset and depleted than when I started my free time. When I tell you guys that I have tried to physically work my way out of this mental funk that I've been in, or this mental pattern that I've been stuck in, I've tried everything. I've tried cleaning up my diet to the point where it's kind of abysmal. I've tried working out all the time, like every single day. And while those two things are like good for your mental health, it doesn't matter if you're not focusing on your mental health. Does that make sense? Like, your mental health does not rely on your physical health. It's actually the opposite. Your physical health relies on your mental health. So unless you get therapy and do the work, ask yourself the questions that you've been avoiding, be curious about things like, why do I think this way? What has caused me to have this pattern? Because I know I don't like the pattern, I'd like to change it. So you need to find like the cause and process it so that you can move on. Experiencing something isn't processing, and that's something my therapist was talking to me about recently. I don't know if any of you guys have tried EMDR therapy. It helps you process deep-rooted trauma so that you will start forgetting the things about it that don't serve you. So in its essence, what my therapist told me is that you will remember the lessons that you learned from the trauma you experienced, but you will start letting go of what actually happened, the horrible things that happened, because it doesn't serve you. It doesn't make you happy. It just comes out in your everyday life. And in mine, it comes out in my own mental state, my mental critic. So I've been working on processing some trauma that I've been avoiding for a long time. I thought experiencing it and learning from it was enough, but it's not. You really need to sit with it and again understand that these things aren't your fault. These things happen to everyone. Should they? No. But they do. And it's because a lot of people are not willing to do the work. But anyway, if you have a dream, if there's something you love doing, don't let your mind talk you out of it. Or you will be that older person, like 50, 60, 70, that's angry at young people for following their dreams. You say, well, I could have done it, but you didn't. You didn't try. And you deserve to try. Everyone has a free shot at their dreams. You can try. And will you be embarrassed? Maybe a little bit. Will people judge you? Probably. People who are unhappy love to judge other people. So, don't take it personally. The only person's opinion that should matter is your own at the end of the day. And maybe your very, very close loved ones, a little bit. But yours is most important. And if doing what you love doesn't hurt anyone, you should do it. You deserve to be happy. Thank you for watching and letting me vent. I hope you could take something away from this video. People are not as perfect as they appear online. At minimum, wedge that in your brain and let it stay there forever. People can fake anything on a screen. the reality is different. So just do the best that you can for yourself. Take care of your mental health. Be kind to yourself. Love people. Love animals. And do your best. We are all in this together. Thank you. Bye.